Once again, I welcome you to our side talk. Today I'm still with Venerable Rotich. Today I've mentioned the word venerable.
Yes.
Venerable Rotich is also a vicar. Vicar, the other time we said representative of Christ.
Yes.
He's a vicar of Belgut Parish, SCK.
Yes.
And we spoke about politics a little bit.
Yeah.
And our involvement.
Yep.
Maybe I want us to discuss it a little bit again as we prepare for the elections. How are you preparing your the people that you can influence for the elections?
Yes. I've always told my Christians that much as they really want to go to heaven and they are heavenly citizens, is that I also tell them that they are Kenyan citizens, and so they need to participate actively and positively in the civic duties.
Okay.
Yes.
What would you say? Sometimes you hear somebody telling you, every time I vote, my candidate does not win, or the election is stolen, or something happens. You know the story of Kenyans. And now some are saying, I will not vote again. I'm not going to vote because it will be stolen, or definitely my candidate will be defeated. What would you tell such a person?
Yes, I've always addressed voter apathy in a way by telling, some of the bad leaders are actually elected by good people who do not vote. And that has been the way I've been telling people and informing people, telling them, hey, please do not hold back that which is good. Continue to do that which is good. Also advocate for good processes and just clean, fair, free processes that gives us better results. Yes.
Okay, that's good. I would also want to maybe to ask you something, or we can also discuss something. You see, people like voting in people of their tribe, and you say the other time there's a tendency towards preference to somebody of your tribe. You consider them as your brother or your sister.
Yeah.
Do you think those people of our tribes that we are dying for and fighting for them, do you think they are standing to defend our tribe? Do you think they are standing to defend us, or they are just using our tribe as a vehicle?
Our tribes are clothings. Yeah, they are the uniform. Yeah, there is nothing wrong about tribe, I may want to say. Yeah, it's only that the negative ethnicity, the individuals who actually vie for those positions, be it president or governor or any other position, is that they do it individually. But then they will want to use the tribe as an outfit so that they insulate themselves, so that they get a kind of a clout around themselves. But then the benefit much is that it is themselves individually. And so we must beware of individuals who use tribes, but then the gains are personal and individual.
Is there a possibility that you can still vote for somebody who is not of your tribe as a president or as a governor, and you benefit?
I ask people to vote for the things that a person is bringing. And so if they are bringing a good life to you, adding value to you, they are bringing development to you. And so we need to be moving to issues. And of late is that there is that talk of talking about issues and not personalities. And so if a person who has got good values is coming to you, and that person is better off than a person who is of your tribe, so be it, vote for them.
What would you tell a young man? The village is electing a cattle dip chairman, isn't it? Now, the father of this young man wants to vie for being a chairman. The young man is one of the voters. The young man knows very well that my father likes stealing cows. The young man knows very well that my father likes mismanaging funds, is not sincere, is not open with the funds. He knows very well that my father is a liar. And now people are going to elect, and one of the contenders is his father, and the son says, I must elect my father because he's my father. What would you tell such kind of a son?
For me, you don't need to wait for elections for you to tell other people that your father is a cattle rustler or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you ought to have gone even to police and report that act, that my father is a thief, or my father is this and that, and so you need not to wait.
Mm-hmm.
But still is that I don't know how much you knew your father and the rest of the community did not know your father, and so for me that case is that maybe unique, but then you ought to even stand and say, hey, that person, check here. And so there are instruments, there are apparatus, there are systems where it can either accuse someone and vindicate or otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So you agree with me that every time we vote, even if the person that I am called together with has some things that I don't like, and many people agree, but we say, let's just vote him because it's ours. Let's just vote for him because it's ours.
Yes, yeah. Yes, people do vote because I know this person. This one is ours. Is our thief. Yeah. And you remember recently there was somebody was being interviewed over television, and so I said, if this person is a thief, he is our thief. He stole it and brought it to us. Yeah, and so somehow is that people try to absolve thieves when they have benefited from the theft. Yeah, and so that is the flip side of all that.
What's the role of communities? Like, let's speak about tribe in making sure that as a nation or as a county we have good leadership.
Communities and tribes, in this case,
or even clans. What is our
clans.
role, a collective role?
Yeah,
that because our man stands, or we command a population of our man, what's our role of making sure that the nation or the larger community has a better leadership?
For me is that I've always said there is nothing wrong, and I will continue to say there is nothing wrong with a community, and there is nothing wrong with a tribe. For me, that is it. And you are dealing with homogeneous communities. If you went to say, for example, which county is not ethnic, even this Kericho is multi-tribal. Yeah, there are so many tribes within it. But then in those communities, especially the wards, is that they have one dominant tribe. And so their role is that, of course, that tribe needs to elect, according to me, needs to vet the person. If they give us one good person, then we can rally behind that one good person, because in every culture, in every community, there is at least one good person. And so the community should be saying, yes, we've blessed this one coming from our own, and then you can subject them to the bigger spectrum.
I heard of a story.
Yes.
About a visiting preacher came to a church.
Yes.
And he was preaching, and he called for an altar call of women whose husbands are not saved. And many women came into the altar call. They responded, including that church pastor's wife. So the visiting preacher called her aside and asked her, why are you coming, and your husband is a pastor here?
Yes.
And she said, I have heard very well what you were calling. Women whose husbands are not saved. I heard it so well.
Yeah.
And my husband is not saved. Even though he's a what?
A pastor.
As bold as she was.
That.
And many people were very angry with her that she should have kept quiet. How can you relate that story with our voting?
Yeah. For me is that it's also testing. Yeah. But then the thing is, that is the naked truth. maybe being said by that wife of the pastor, according to them. But then also is that we need to speak our truth, with love. So that sometimes you may subject someone and you become vindictive, or you become like you are accusing a person publicly. Is that that one person needs to maybe say, if for example you are accusing a particular leader of 1, 2, 3, which is not good, is that you ought to be gracious enough and say, hey, I think let's get aside. Let's look at 1, 2, 3, which you could be having. And so if the law vindicates you, it's okay. If it accuses you, fine. It will be the just process, so that it is not just like mentioning and saying, oh, you are a thief, or you are a what, that kind of a thing.
Have you discovered that in Kenya we see things based on a person? Nowadays we don't have absolute truth. Nowadays standards are not absolute. If today I compete with another person, if today I compete with another person and I do something that you can consider it right, but when the opponent does it, you consider it wrong. Have you discovered that? And it's, most likely that's what is eating our community. We see things with different lenses.
And we are never just. We are never just. We are never fair. We are never fair for in terms of how we apply the law, how we apply truths to people. Is that we are never fair. We are never even gracious. Even our laws are punitive. They are meant to punish us. The laws are meant to punish us. If, for example, a law like, for example, how many people to be seated in a matatu? There are 14 in a 14-seater matatu. And that is, even we do organize that and say these are 14. And we do write 14 pass. But then how we enforce is that we sometimes become quiet. We don't say that. We have someone who is saying, okay, there is a sambaza, there is another seat somewhere, and that sambaza is an extra seat for you. And the police might ask you, why are you not putting excess? Why are you not carrying excess, people, so that they can get something out of it?
And by the way, Vika, me, I believe, I strongly believe, when it comes to voting, I will give preference to my brother. If my brother is standing to be elected, I'll give preference to my brother. If my tribe mate stands for an election with people from other tribes, I'll give preference to my tribesmate. If my national mate stands internationally with people of other nations, I'll give preference to the person of my nation. And this is my reason is because I know this person very well, and because I am closer to this person and I feel it is good to support them. So I support people who vote their tribesmen into leadership. I support them. But now I would say, whenever I propose my brother or a person of my tribe, I would now go to another level, the elimination level. When they are standing with these equals and is good like those other people from other tribes or other houses, when they are same in value, same in productivity, I would choose my brother. He's having an advantage because he's my brother. But when those other people are better than him, I would say, even though he's my brother and I love him, let me choose the other person who has higher value, or let me choose the other person who have more productivity than my brother. So the first preference I'll give to my tribesmate, the first preference I'll give to my brother. But I will allow him, when he goes in front there, I will allow to check him in relationship to others who are standing. What's your opinion?
The problem, you are very right by doing so. But then for me is that the problem is we must, for everything to be real, it has to be local. And so we pick that one person from our tribes because it's so local, so near to us. But then that person who is electing, and that person who is being elected also should be thinking national or should be thinking globally. You get it? But still, is that the problem with our elections and our whatever it is, our elections and our voting, whatever it is, and our parties, is that we have to be partisan. And being partisan is that you have to belong to a particular chama, yeah? And that particular chama, that particular party, is that makes you actually to be partisan, so that we cannot even see. And unfortunately, is that our Kenyan political parties are actually tribal. So if, for example, in the just elections, those last elections, is that almost all our parties are regional parties, they are tribal parties, or even individual parties. So if you belong to that one, then you have no choice apart from voting for that one. But then very few people can rise to the occasion and become divested of this partisan politics, so that they can at least make for all people to be at the same level and maybe vet them and vote for the best. Yeah.
Thank you, Vika. By the way, as I'm winding up, maybe I'll say it's not sin to vote for or to support your tribesmate. It's not sin to support your brother. It is very right. It's very okay. Don't feel guilty at any point. As long as the person you are supporting, you are sure that he will deliver. As long as you are sure that he represents your interests and the interests of the nation. So I would want to discourage people from feeling like it is bad to support somebody of our tribe, because you know them better than those of other tribes. But whenever they are fronted, allow your judgment to guide you. Allow your judgment to guide you, that even though of my tribe is better, maybe there's another one who is better than him. Or if my tribe mate is better, then added advantage. That would be my final remark, as I allow you also to speak almost the same thing.
I think he's mentioned that, and so give us the best. Every tribe in this country is worthy of a good calling. And so for us is that we just need to encourage every tribe to take care of their interests, but then have in the mind the interest of others. Much as you think local, think national.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I appreciate you, Vika, for this side talk, and I appreciate you also for the side talk. May God bless you as you keep on praying for a peaceful election. Do not be afraid. You have a civic duty, and you also have a divine duty to participate in elections. Make sure you participate in it fully, because it's a responsibility. God will also judge us at the end based on how we voted and elected, or we failed to do so. God bless you. Thank you.